At the moment, both JP Morgan and Bank of America have turned on XRP. I'm here to tell you that widespread use is just around the corner and cryptocurrency will really be great. You should really start getting ready for the next few months, especially for ImSpeakMe in February, March, and April. In terms of adoption around the world, these months will be some of the busiest we've ever seen. The reason for this is going to be shown in a modern video. First, I want to talk about Trump's inauguration and what he's already done. On his first day in office, he signed over 200 executive orders, and there's still a lot more to do. It had a big effect on the stock market, the cryptocurrency market, real estate, the economy as a whole, and a lot of other things. Also, if you aren't changing the way you spend now the right way, there's a very good chance that you'll be left behind totally. To begin, I need to talk about the fact that, yes, he has signed more than 200 executive orders. This is more than Joe Biden signed during his whole term, and almost as many as Trump signed during his whole term before this one. Its price lists that are coming out soon are one of the most important changes to his monetary policy, as we all know. Last night, Trump said that taxes of 25% on goods from Mexico and Canada would start on February 1. Most likely, tariffs are the biggest problem for the market right now that has to do with President Trump. Why does that look like that? Well, it's likely that both Canada and Mexico will either stop trading as much with the U.S. or put in place retaliatory taxes that will charge the U.S. more for anything they bring into their lands. Because of this, the market will change and there will be a change battle, which you can be sure everyone will be involved in a good way. Now, whether you like it or not, America is going to win this. No matter what, it will be bad for everything. We're not really sure what will happen or how it will turn out. However, we do have a pretty good idea based on cases from the past. It's clear that taxes will almost certainly cause prices to go up, especially if they are put on Canada and Mexico. According to DB, PCE inflation could go up by 80 basis points if the 25% price list on Canada and Mexico lead to a 50% pass-through. It's possible that a 75% escape would add 110 basis points to PCE inflation. This is really crazy. If you want to know what rising prices and the return of the moneymaker in 2025 will mean for everyone, you should definitely read more about these events. It is now thought that hobby charge cuts will start in June 2025, with a 67% chance of charge cuts before then. Most of the time, the base case for 2025 only sees 1 or 2 interest rate cuts, while 5 cuts were expected in 2025 when the Fed's shift began. This is a big drop. The American dollar has gone up in a straight line since price cuts started. The markets are pricing in a mix of higher prices, less price cuts, and a strategy that puts America first. Since the Fed began to turn again in September 2024, the US dollar is kind of up 10%. But as the value of the USD goes up, so do the prices of gold, Bitcoin, and stocks. This makes for one of the craziest market conditions the sector has ever seen. The United States debt limit is also going through the roof. What we do know is that Trump wants to deal with America's debt. We haven't even started to guess how he's going to do this. We can also see that he plans to put in place a bunch of taxes and that he is likely to make plans for quantitative easing at some point this year. Another way to say this is that money will be printed based on price lists. People will likely be seeing crazy tears of inflation, and they will need to put their money into asset classes that keep their wealth safe, since the value of the American dollar is likely to drop a lot this year. Because of this, I think investments like XRP, Bitcoin, and others are likely they are going to do really well, whether quantitative easing or the cash printer happens. Okay, let's just say that Bitcoin's price in the crypto market went through the roof. Now that I've said that, I want to talk about some of the statements we've been hearing in the crypto markets. I'll start with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, who thinks something very strange will happen with Bitcoin. He just put out a statement the day before. And then we'll talk about XRP and what's going on with Bank of America and what's going on with JP Morgan because of that chase. I think it'll be pretty cool for a lot of you. But let's pay attention to what Brian Armstrong says first. In time, I think Bitcoin fees will reach the hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. I mean, it's being used with the help of more and more big clients. A lot of money came in through the ETF. If we get clean laws passed in the US, that could be a big step forward. I've talked with a number of finance ministers here, including Switzerland's, from different countries in the sector, and they all say that if the US went that route, the rest of the G20 might follow. The idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve is getting more attention now that the US is calling it into question. So I think Bitcoin has a long way to go. It will become the new gold standard, and crypto is just a lot bigger than gold. It's about bills. Along the lines of what you said, I believe Bitcoin will become the gold standard. The other cryptocurrencies will be software-based projects that really use and value for the companies that use them. As a result, they will save a lot of companies money and make a lot of companies a lot of money. In light of this, I believe that US-based cryptocurrency projects like XRP and HBAR are excellent models of ones you should invest all your money in right now. Also, Bitcoin is a good way to store value. I'm also worried about mining Bitcoin. That's really very successful. Also, if Brian Armstrong is right and Bitcoin really does reach a couple $1,000s, well, Bitcoin mining and just keeping Bitcoin will also be very profitable. I'll have more on that later as well, including how you guys can gain from Bitcoin mining and make a lot of money there. However, let's also talk about what's going on at Bank of America. In other words, the CEO of Bank of America just said that, yeah, pretty much every single traditional bank is ready to accept Bitcoin. Like another, they will offer self-storage services, use cryptocurrencies for more activities, accept crypto payments through credit cards, and do a lot more. And Bank of America isn't the only one who has said this. Okay, there are a lot of other banks that are